Hi folks, I hope that you guys are doing pretty well. So today is Saturday, the 17th of February 2024, and this video is attention only to Israel. So this video is attention to the Chachamim, the elders and the sages of Israel only. So I guess I wanted to come on board on my channel here, not to prophesy or anything. I'm not wearing my prophetic mantle today. It's too hot in Sydney. It's about 29 degrees Celsius they predicted, or maybe 85 Fahrenheit in the American scale. But anyway, I guess I wanted to come on board my channel to give you an update Israel, if you like, because now that I'm a major prophet, I also have to be responsible in giving you regular updates as to where things are right now. I don't have anything to prophesy for the time being. However, I have just deciphered what I think is a major deciphering in the book of Revelation. If you watch my last video, I think that video that I did is a prophecy of high importance, perhaps second only in importance to the rapture of the church, I will say, although I'm not sure, but I know it's very significant because, I decipher there after the big earthquake during the tribulation period that the Vatican is going to be split into three parts, and I think that's quite significant, not just for the prophecy itself, but politically as well, with what that entails. So, so like I said, I don't have anything, but I suppose I have given you three major prophecies to you, Israel. In other words, God using me to give you, Israel, your marching orders. So I first prophesied recently to you, it is rightful, Israel, to fulfill the end time prophecies. And having prophesied that to you, Israel, then that was what actually promoted me into a major prophet, because before then, I was just cruising along. Of course, I deciphered the rapture of the church. I prophesied to you, Israel, about the 144 and many other things, and I have been deciphering, a great deal of many other Bible prophecies. But, I guess it got to a point where I got a little bit frustrated, with the church, I guess, after having done so many videos for them, telling them about the rapture of the church. And every time I went to YouTube to watch some of my favorite YouTubers out there, they would say it is imminent, it can happen at any moment. And so I got really frustrated, and I said to God, okay, I've done more than 100 videos. I deleted many out of frustration because the Holy Spirit convicted me, like you turn, in bed, you can't sleep. I had to delete them, long story short, Israel. But having said this, so I pray to God, because the prayers of a prophet are very powerful, and God answers pretty quickly to a prophet. Now, and so God pretty much answered, my prayer immediately. God, I want you to, in my prayer, of course, turn me to Israel now, because Israel now has to fulfill the timetable or packages of end-time prophecies. And so turn me around to Israel now, because if the church now is completely making me just about cancel culture, I do a video telling them about the rapture and things like that. The following day, they completely disregard without thinking, saying that it's imminent, that it can happen at any moment. And I said, God told me to Israel. So he did, and but then my first prophecy, when I said to you, Israel, it is rightful that you fulfill, the end time prophecies, that took enormous courage, because God, he was layering, the knowledge in my mind, if you like, over a period of about a week and a half or two, something like that. And then he didn't put any pressure on me, and it was kind of like me having to walk out to Mount Sinai, so to speak, if you like, as an example. And God didn't put me under any pressure. It's almost like he stood still. It's completely up to you. And I didn't know what the price would be after having said that to you, after having said to you, Israel, it is righteous that you fulfill the end time Bible prophecies. And so, thank God I did, because you know, after that, I had to walk in faith because I had to, in order to say something like that, which is enormous in itself. Listen to this, Israel. It is righteous that you fulfill the end time Bible prophecies. Now, why is that enormous? What does that bring? Fulfilling the end times means, Israel going to war, and we know what war brings. And so, I needed the peace of God, to be able to say something like that. And, God gave me the peace afterwards, but I didn't know that the price would be that, that I would be promoted into a major prophet after having said that. And I didn't know that I was actually even going to get the peace of God after saying that. So it was a complete walk of faith, me having said that. It took a lot of courage. And when God was layering me the knowledge of having to say this to you, it is rightful that you, Israel, fulfill the end time prophecies, I knew the enormity of what that meant. I thought, oh, gee whiz. I thought to myself, it's coming slowly. I'm feeling a little bit of the pressure here. And yeah, this is going to be big. Once I, gather, the courage to say something like that. And thank God I did. But once I said that, then God gave me the peace, because I did that completely by faith. But I thought to myself, okay, well, now that God has given me the peace, it's like I have been crowned a major prophet, because who has the authority to say to you, Israel, it is rightful, that you fulfill the end times? Who has the authority to say that to you, unless he be a prophet? And so after that, I thought to myself, okay, well, I got the promotion now, but I still needed a little bit more to make sure, like the Jews require a sign. I needed a sign too, Israel. And thankfully, both you, Israel, and we got a sign. I knew on Christmas Eve, on the 24th of December, Australian time, I repeat, on the 24th of December, Australian time, God told me to say to Israel, begin now. Now, I took my prophetic mantle with me, my black vest that I always wear. I call that my prophetic mantle to prophesy to you, and I thought, okay, this is it, this is the sign that I want, and it just came out when I said that, begin now, Israel. It was just like, Moses striking the rock at Horeb. It was just overflowing with peace. I just had the complete peace of God, saying that it was just like a waterfall, if you like, just flowing, just complete peace, because I needed the peace of God to say something like that. So enormous, begin now. And who can say to you, Israel, begin now? And so with that prophecy, I guess I proved to you that Israel, that, I was a mature prophet. Not only did I prove that to you, Israel, but also to myself, because I also needed that as well. I needed to know that, I needed to know from God that, hey, welcome to the big prophets guild, if you like, or club. So yeah. And then, of course, after that, I prophesied to you, Israel, that, you need to protect the people of Israel with great might, and that you need to fulfill the end times as it is written in order to fulfill the word of God. So, and how you need to learn the inland Bible prophecy as it is written. Now, and the fact that I recently deciphered for you, Israel, if you watch my 2 videos that I did on Isaiah and also in the book of Revelation, I gave you, especially in the book of Revelation, my last video, that was quite enormous in itself. Now, the fact that, and this is more proof to you, Israel, the fact that, God gave me the knowledge to decipher that for you about that after the great big earthquake, during the trip, that, the Vatican is going to be split into 3 parts, then the fact that God gave me that, it also proves that I'm on the right track with my prophecy, that everything that I said, my last 3 prophecies to you, is actually proves that God wants you to do that, because God would not have given me to decipher, if you like, this last much of prophecy about the Vatican, in which I just gave you. So that the fact that I'm also prophesying, big time, and also deciphering big time about prophecies also proves to you, Israel, undoubtedly that I'm a mature prophet now. Now, before I said to you, Israel, it is righteous. Then I was a minor prophet then, and I was actually cruising along, and it was actually quite comfortable. I didn't feel any pressure, although I told you. I first prophesied to you, Israel, regarding the 144,000, and I told you about Malachi 3.1 and so many others, and I decipher, the rapture of the church and so many other prophecies then. That was me as a minor prophet because I was just cruising along quite comfortably without any worries. It was just, but every time God gave me something into my heart to decipher, to prophesy, it just felt like joy in my heart, complete joy. And I knew that this is coming from God, and also the peace of God as well to say this. But now that I have prophesied to you, it is rightful, begin now, and when in war right now, do this with great might and power, and liar this as it is written, and so on. Then, I do feel now the enormity of being a mature prophet. I do feel it, but so you probably want to know, Israel, how does it feel like being a mature prophet? Look, I'm just the same person as before. However, now that I have gone one notch up into a mature prophet, and I have said enormous things, then I do feel the enormity, but I sleep well at night. I have the complete peace of God having prophesied those things to you, so I'm not worried. But in my heart, I have to be honest. I have to say that, I do feel, the enormity, of it, but, I have the peace of God. I'm not worried about anything. And when I do watch the news on YouTube, I tend to watch sources that I really trust, that are trustworthy. I watch a few YouTube channels out there that I really trust, that, people that know what they're talking about and things like that. And also news bulletins and things like that. And when I watch the things, I'm not even worried about, when I see what's happening, the issue with the war with Hamas and so on, it doesn't affect me at all. I'm not even worried about any of it, especially with what I have said to you, because I have the complete peace of God. So it doesn't bother me one bit. The only thing that I have noticed, that it does press on you a little bit. Nothing to worry or anything, but the enormity of it. Yeah, now as a mature prophet, I do feel the enormity of what I said, although I have the peace of God and I'm not worried about it. But yeah, it is just like phenomenal, what God has given me, to prophesy to you. All these power prophecies that I'm deciphering, and I'm proving to you that I'm on the right track, because if I wasn't in the right track, especially with the last much of 3 prophecies that I gave you, in other words, it is righteous, begin now, and protect the people of Israel with great might and power, liar this as it is written, in order to fulfill the word of God, then God is not going to give me any much of things after that. And He did. I just decipher for you, I just told you about the, the Vatican and so on. That is huge in itself. So, and I also need this as well. I need this much biblical deciphering after having prophesied to you 3 major things, because I need also to know that I'm on the right track with God, with me prophesying these big things to you. So I also require a sign. So, I'm actually, I was reading something last night about the prophets and things like that, and I think that I'm probably a unique prophet in that I don't know the whole Bible. I'm learning a lot, and actually when I do my biblical decipherings, I actually learn myself there and then. God teaches me things, but then I could be a unique prophet in that I'm not sure that if in the history of Israel there was a minor prophet that went into a major prophet. In other words, that there was a minor prophet promoted into a major prophet, because the Bible talks about that there were prophets, prophetess, in other words, women prophets, not many of them. that there were major prophets and minor prophets, but I could be unique in that. I got my promotion from a minor into a major, and I do feel the normally, there is a big step up going from minor into major because the stakes are higher now, and you do feel, the enormity of how big this is. So I don't know what's next. I'm just here to report to you. Israel, I'm here to report to you that right now I don't have anything. I just deciphered something pretty big. And last night I was reading the book of Hebrews, and I did a deciphering a long time ago how Melchizedek is actually Jesus, okay? And, I did this deciphering, of course, Abraham gave Melchizedek, the high priest, if you like, a 10% tithing, and that Melchizedek is Jesus. In other words, Abraham met Jesus, and I'm gonna be doing a video tomorrow. Not today, I'm gonna do a bit of shopping and things like that. But I'm gonna prove to by using the scriptures how the grammar itself and the context actually proves that Abraham met Jesus. So this is it at the moment, Israel. Where I am at, with my prophesying and biblical decipherings. So I guess I have a dual role. A dual divine role, if I can put it that way, as a major prophet, and also, decipherer of Bible prophecies. It's a dual role. I have been blessed by God, in a tremendous way, and when I get to heaven, it'll be interesting to see what kind of rewards I will get. But it's also interesting how I'm here, in Australia, in Sydney, Australia, and not even in Israel. And I do wonder, I don't know about this, but I do wonder if you have other prophets like me, Israel, I thought about that. But, it takes a while to, build up a prophet. It takes a little bit of experience and things like that. But, God is able to, with God, anything is possible. But, it's interesting that I'm here in Sydney, Australia, and not in Israel. And I guess my destiny was to be here. And that's fine with me because, my job here is to prophesy from here in this corner, completely unknown. That's probably a good thing in itself because it wouldn't be great, if I was prophesying all these big things in Israel, because Israel is a Jewish state, and of course I'm a Christian, and imagine the conflict, we gotta leave Israel, the Jewish people, alone. There shouldn't be any conflict amongst the Jewish people. This is very important. The Jewish people right now need to be completely united. This is extremely important, completely united. And of course, I'm happy and I'm glad to be here, completely unknown. That's fine with me. I will get the glory that I deserve in heaven. And it's not my job, I thought, since God has me here because of destiny, that, it's a job of Moses and Elijah to unite, the people of Israel, and make them realize that Jesus is the real Messiah, during, the tribulation period of Jacob's trouble. So that's their job. It's not my job. They're going to be doing that. So I can understand my destiny then. Being here in Sydney, Australia, completely unknown. But yeah, it is quite interesting. And, I guess I'm kind of like one of those prophets that is interesting because, like I was saying earlier, perhaps I could be the only prophet that, was a minor prophet promoted into a major. Perhaps, unique only in the history of the prophets. I don't know this for sure, but, I have thought about this. So, yeah. So that's all I wanted to say, Israel. I feel like I have a responsibility to catch up with you on videos like this, but You need to, of course, make sure that this video doesn't go to anyone out there on YouTube, especially only to you, Israel, because uh, my job as a prophet, what is my job, Israel? To prophesy. I have to talk, Israel. You have to allow me to talk because I have a divine appointment from God. God has sent me to prophesy to you these things, Israel, so that you might be on track. And you should be grateful, Israel, that you are on the right track because God has said to me, tell Israel that it is rightful that they fulfill the end time Bible prophecies. That's true. Yeah, so because then God gave me, tell Israel begin now. God would not have given me, the prophesying of begin now if what I said earlier, it is right for Israel to begin, with the end times, and then he gave me after begin now, protect the people of Israel with right might and power and, do Elam as it is greeting and things like that. So, and then for the proof is that he gave me this big thing, for the Vatican, things like that. So, yeah, I guess you are on the right track, and you needed someone, you needed a prophet Israel to confirm with you that you are on your right track. And I guess this is my prophetic mission, to confirm with you, Israel, what you already know, so that you are on your right track, fulfilling the end times. So I'm grateful that God has sent, can send you a prophet in me, and I'm very grateful for everything that God has given me to prophesy and also to decipher in terms of our prophecies. And it is just tremendous, like everything that I've done so far, deciphering the rapture of the church, like a world first, Malachi 3.1, the 144, just so much work, just tremendous. And so, yeah, I'm very grateful. And I ask God to protect me, in my path, in my prophetic path, and and that I ask God to in my prayers, because the prayers of a prophet are very powerful, to use me until I go out of the rapture or the church to help you, Israel, with me prophesying to you to make sure that you are on the right track, and to keep deciphering Bible prophecies and things like that. So this is my mission now, and it's enormous. I don't think that I even have fathomed myself or have the time to think, y- uh, you know, um, the enormity of everything that I have said. Like, there hasn't been enough time to, because every day, with life, you are rushed to go into this or do that or whatever, and it just seems like time is just flying. And sometimes it's kind of like difficult to fathom all this. I even can't believe that I have said and done all this. It's like, it's just tremendous. You know, it really is. Like, and the other thing too is that, I tend to read my Bible at night in the evenings because that's when I'm more relaxed. And I always ask God, please God, give me something. So, I'm constantly, asking God for new things, for new biblical decipherings and things like that. But when it comes to prophesying, then, um, that's pretty big. And sometimes, it can take a little bit of time, for the next one. Honestly, I don't know when it's going to be the next prophesying. I know that I gave you three much of prophesying already. It is rightful, begin now, and protect the people of Israel. Those are three major prophecies. In other words, Israel, you got your marching orders. So I don't speak on behalf of God with what I'm about to say now, but I don't know, I guess maybe, if things get heated up with Hezbollah and you begin something with them, who knows, maybe God might give me further instructions. I don't really know. This is just my opinion. I don't speak on behalf of God, but we'll see what happens, or what God gives me in my next deciphering. My next prophesying to you. So, this is just the only update that I wanted to give you, Israel, at the moment. Um, I'm going to be doing another deciphering about Melchizedek, which is Jesus, tomorrow. And for the time being, yeah, this is it. This is just, the update. So you are on the right track, Israel. You have made tremendous pace. It hasn't been easy, It's this, what you have in front of you is just tremendous in itself. It's an enormous task, and it's even hard to fathom. It's but God, and so God is with you. God is fighting for you as well. So God is in full control of everything, and God is watching you, Israel. The fact that God told me on the 24th of December, Christmas Eve, uh, you know, tell Israel to begin now, then that means that God already knew about your plans, and He told me to say to Israel, begin now. So God is watching you. He's in the midst of you whilst you are planning all of this. Remember that God is there watching you, Israel. He told Israel, begin now. There's your proof. So God is in the midst of you, and He's in full control of everything. He came to me on a dream a long time ago, many years ago. I had a dream, and I thought I was having a dream that everything was just getting out of control around the world, and God came to me and told me that not to worry about anything because He's in full control of everything. So I have experienced quite a few supernatural things myself, but anyway, that's all I wanted to say for now, Israel. As soon as God gives me anything to prophesy to you, I will do it for you. I understand that the stakes are high now. That's why I'm doing this report for you, because you're probably wondering, well, what's a prophet from Sydney saying? Well, this is what I'm saying to you right now, Israel. So nothing to report except that I just decipher something big in there, the Vatican and so on. I'm gonna be doing Melchizedek, which is Jesus, tomorrow, and things like that. So all right, folks, thanks for watching Chachamim, the elders and the sages of Israel. Make sure that you keep this video private. You need to realize that I have to put it live on my YouTube channel because my job is to prophesy, but it's up to you to make sure that this only goes to you only. And that you understand, Israel, that my job is to prophesy and to talk, because this is my divine appointment to prophesy and also to decipher about prophecies. These are my two divine appointments. And so I think it's important that this is understood. So I need to talk Israel, but of course when I do videos like this, I would say this is for Israel only. So all right. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll be doing further videos as soon as I get my marching orders as well. Thanks for watching, Chachamim, Sanchez, and elders of Israel. Amen.